Hey everybody, happy Monday, Thanksgiving week. How's everybody doing today? Know a lot of you were on with Johnny this morning, and a lot of you came on with me as I went on, surprisingly, Saturday afternoon. But last time I was on with Johnny on Johnny's show, some people asked maybe Paul could talk about opening wholesale accounts. So I thought I'd do a little chit chat about that and anything else you wanted to talk about. Um, One of my things just came in the mail, which you need to open up an account. So we could talk about that. Let's say hi to a few people. Let's see. Mimikyu, Mimikyu, back by Silver. How are you? Hey, Mike, January House, how's it going? Melanie, hello. How are you doing today? Hey, Sand Dollar, your package went out today. Everybody's went out today. I must say, eBay is rocking it lately. Definitely rocking it. Mike's here to talk about just about anything. Oh, all right. I had shut my mic off earlier. I wanted to make sure it was on. Hey, Kathy. Hope you're feeling better today. Can we chat about how long this intro is? Yeah, I know. I ran it twice. I would always come on at 4, but lately YouTube has been all over the place. Some people never getting a notification. Some people getting a notification 20 minutes after we start or after people start. So I figured let me always go on early and warm up the crowd, give YouTube enough time to send out the notices. So that's why I always do it lately. Um, a lot of people have been saying, yeah, YouTube's been flaky. I've heard things from deleting my comments to, I know, Mike, I know, just messing. I've heard about stuff like deleting comments. We all know that YouTube, it seems that they're doing weekly scans now, and people you believe or you think you have subscribed to, you're no longer subscribed to it. Silver says I've got notification 5 days later. Wow. I do notice that I'm subscribed to, I think, I don't know, over 300 people, all different kinds of genres. And I see that they've gone live a week ago, 2 weeks ago, and I never got notice of it. And I know now you have to not only click the bell, but click all if you want all the notifications. So, yeah, I mean, it's just so much stuff. They just keep changing and rotating, and I guess trying things, trying this, trying that, seeing what works. Here is the link. Anybody want to come in and chat? We can talk about just about anything. But like I said, you can be subscribed, but do you actually click all? Yeah, you have to click all. Yeah, a lot of people don't. They just click the bell. They click subscribe and then the bell. Once you click the bell now, it's like a drop down, but it's actually a rise up. You have to click one of the options. Yeah, it must be a little lag there, Melanie. But I am willing to talk about how to set up wholesale accounts and, how I do it, how I've done it, how we should do it. And then, like I said, anything you want to talk about. But there's the link if anybody wants to come in. Luckily, unfortunately, Sandy and I went food shopping the other day because she's actually off for Thanksgiving for the first time in years. Normally, she has to work just about every holiday, but Thanksgiving falls on a Thursday, so she's off this year. But I'm not a turkey person. I hate turkey, actually. It has to be actually smothered in gravy for me to like it. So we're always doing something else. And I went to go find a small roast. I had to go to 2 stores just to find a roast that wasn't enormous for like a whole family, something I could cook just for Sandy and I. So thankfully I grabbed some lunch and just got back in on time to come in. Hey, how you doing? You're muted as usual. Muted. Still muted.
I know. I had to play around. You picked me too quickly. Hi.
Oh, all right. How you doing?
Well, when you come in, I have to mute the one tab, mute the other tab, unmute the
Your volume, your YouTube volume's on.
Is it too low?
No, I could hear myself. Still.
You can, because I muted everything. Everything's muted right now.
Oh wow.
All right, want me to pop out? I'll pop out and pop back in.
No, that shouldn't be a thing. That shouldn't be a problem. You just have your StreamYard volume on, right?
That's it. Everything else is muted.
I have echo cancellation, automatic mic adjust volume. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing. Lego man. No, I don't hear it anymore.
Oh, okay. I fixed it. It took me a minute.
Kathy's saying echo. I have the no echo button plugged in or checked off or pushed in, whatever you want to call it. But hey, the link's there. No, I'm still hearing it. Yeah, I'm still hearing it.
Let me pop out. I'll pop back in. Maybe that's
all righty. If anybody wants to come in, anybody else wants to come in and talk and chat, how you have. I'd love to talk to you, Mike, because I understand now you do the antique booth, and I think that might be of interest to peoples. Okay, Melanie just popped in, but she says I click on it too fast. So I will allow her to push all her buttons and make all her suggestions and stuff. Thanks, Kathy. Is it okay to bring you in now, Melanie? Okay.
Yes, you can bring me in. Now, is there still an echo or does it work?
Sounds great.
There we go. We fix that so I'm like even now.
Yeah, for people opening up a wholesale account, it should be well, maybe I clicked on Kathy too fast. I am so sorry if I'm clicking on.
You do it too quickly. We got to change.
I know. And the funny thing is, I'm in other people's chats, and you can hear it when you're listening. You can hear somebody pop in, and they don't click on them at all for a while. I'm like right there. But Kathy still doesn't have her camera on.
I'm interested in wholesaling. I want to know how to learn how to get a wholesale account.
There we go. Hey, Kathy, how are you?
Hello. Sorry, I have the new one where I pushed the thing down for privacy.
Oh, no sweat. You feeling better today?
Yeah, I've been fine.
Cool.
Get tired. You know how I am. 7 days a week.
I'm learning fast, that's for sure. If you don't know, everybody, I'm always up 4:30, 5 o'clock. So I went on the computer at 5 o'clock the other morning. I think it was Saturday, right?
Yeah, Friday and Saturday morning. Yeah.
Kathy says, "Oh, you just missed it, Paul. We were listening to this and doing this, and we were on for 7 hours." And I said, 7 hours? I just got up from sleeping 6. So then I went on. I put on some other stuff, throughout the day, just background while I was listing. And then in the afternoon, I clicked on her again. I said, "Wow, you still on?" She says, "No, I slept for a little while, but I had heartburn. I couldn't sleep." So she says, "Paul, you ought to go on and do an auction because there's nobody doing it." And I said, "I really don't want to do an auction, but let me just go on.
Go on live and see what happens." That's
what
you did it at 5 a.m. in the morning?
No, this was 2 in the afternoon.
Okay.
Something like that. So I did go on, and what I thought was going to be 30 minutes was 3 hours later. And I let everybody
11 till whenever.
Yeah, I
People
went on.
People like to talk.
They do because
people don't sleep like they used to. I mean, think about it. You get up, you go to the bathroom, and then you can't fall back to sleep and all that. People, I mean, like lately, I've been just playing music and that we talk, we play games, whatever comes up. That's why
Yep.
my thumbnails have nothing to do with my chat room. I just think the thumbnail is pretty, and I figure if you want to figure it's clickbait, well, then you're correct because it was a pretty clickbait for you to come look.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love working the night shift on for all these people that we have fun. We really
I
do.
guess. I guess. I mean, I went on and I just did the same thing. I says, here's the stream. If anybody wants to come in, and all of a sudden,
I know.
Yep. You're gonna get a whole bunch of people.
and I didn't
Yep.
mind, but it was just for me. I always tell people, like, when you're on the internet, it's like you're starting in Florida, and by the time you're done, you're in Hong Kong somewhere because this one, that, and the story changed that day. In 3 hours, the story must have changed. You were in too, weren't you, Melanie?
Yeah, it started until my husband wanted to eat, and he's like, "Stop working."
Yeah. So it's like 10 different stories in 3 hours, 10
Yeah.
different things we were talking about, but it was good.
Mm.
It was cool. So, but yeah, I just can't. I mean, I'm long past, I think, the overnight things.
But I heard in this conversation with Johnny this morning, what part I was awake, half and awake and half asleep, about the auctions and that, and everybody selling to re-auction people. We're all, well, not me. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just a shopaholic. But I had an idea that if you could contact other kind of YouTubers and set up like what is that called when a charity type thing with them. Like I like the cars, I like to watch DDE YouTube, and I'll tell you what, I mean they do charities for like the hospitals and kids and stuff
Yeah.
like that. I thought, like maybe if bigger channels could get in touch with stuff like that, where they, promoting your channel out to they're sourcing up people. You might donate, whatever amount of product. That was one of my ideas. I mean,
Yeah. Lately,
spread out the auction world out further than where it is the community is
right.
what I'm thinking. But that's just my idea.
Well, even this morning, there's a lot more people getting out of auctions.
Yep.
I mean, granted, I think personally, I think there's going to be a change after the first of the year anyway,
Yeah,
Mhm.
I
with
think
the
so.
way, I mean, it can't last forever. People just can't go on forever doing it unlicensed, doing it, and somebody's going to take notice, like Google, and say, well, we want our piece of the pie.
Yeah.
It's not greed, it's just business.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't want to. I'm having more. The more I learn, which is completely mind-boggling for me because I've been doing eBay since before it was eBay, 25, 26 years now.
Mhm.
But I didn't stay with it. I didn't stay, because I was hot for 10 years and then I said, let me go get a job. And then I did it part-time. And then, I opened up another business. So I'm cyclical with eBay, here and there. I always done it in the background
But
as
you
a
also have to evolve as it changes because the
True.
eBay market changes so much.
True.
Mhm.
But if
I mean, I
was,
started out with like half.com, and then eBay took over that, and that was a mess. And
yeah. But
I
if
love
I
that.
had stuck with eBay through the whole thing, I would know, but now I'm find myself watching hours of videos, how-to videos from
Hmm.
the so-called experts. Of course, they must be because they're doing $1 million a year and learning stuff. And now my sales have picked up to where they probably should be.
No.
And granted, you do it, Kathy, we do these eBay auctions and we're selling to 90% resellers.
Mhm.
We can't. Some people are expecting I can't get $25 for something at a eBay, at an online auction when I know I can get 25 or 30 on eBay.
Yeah.
And it's a business. You
Yeah.
have to do what you have to do to make money.
Yeah. You know, um, I'm not a business person, and I never claimed I never wanted to be into the auction. I just got overstocked on overstocked stuff, that's
Yeah.
me. But it's very hard for people out there right now to make the living of what that you can't buy. You just can't buy. And that's why I was pretty much giving away everything I had left now. I just wanted it out of the here. I don't want it. I got wrapping paper up to galore because I got such a great deal on it. It's all different kinds of wrapping paper, but what am I going to do with it?
Right.
So
True.
I'm stuck.
Very,
I'm
very
stuck
true.
with it.
But there's also a rule that I learned personally that just because something is on sale and you can get it in bulk does not mean you should buy it.
Well, I
I
got
learned
this
that
off,
the painful way.
I got this off of Wade, and it was one of my buying sprees. So yeah, but no, I found a new way. Is I wrap the inside of the boxes with it, so I'm using it up as
Oh, yeah.
paper, coloring the inside of the box, but I also wrapping up the presents, the things in the paper. So I'm using it up as a twice way. So
That's cool. That's cool. But yeah, Melanie, that's true. Because the other way to think about it is there's a reason something's on sale or on clearance
yep,
because it's just not selling.
yes,
You know.
I learned that in the beginning because when I first started, I would buy anything to everything that I could get. But it turned into the fact that, yeah, it was all on sale because other people didn't want it. So
Right.
now at least I'm being more selective as far as what I get, what type of items.
Well, I learned. I may make a suggestion. Is
Yeah.
excuse me. Right now for like the holiday season, I would put up like if I'm gonna excuse me, if I had like coloring books, I would go and make sure I had crayons for them or colored pencils and bulk that up as one item,
Yep.
selling that like your
That
own little personal presents,
okay, I've got
off-
3,000 coloring books that come with crayons.
Wow.
okay.
and
Yeah.
And I mean, that's actually a reduced amount because I bought a lot more and I got it for an incredible deal. But it's like even
Okay.
that many coloring books is hard for me to get rid of. And I'm
Okay.
doing bundle deals.
Okay.
Wow.
How about donating and getting a donation for the nursing homes and that?
That doesn't help at the end of the year, the donation.
What
When
do
I
you
do my
mean?
taxes, the donation doesn't help.
It
They
does.
don't.
It depends. I mean, if you're making that much money,
Right. I'm not. I'm a small
It
time seller and the donation really doesn't make enough to make a difference with me.
okay. Okay. See,
Maybe as my business
I
builds,
look
but
at it as a different way.
okay.
Okay. Just like I was saying, contact other places. If you donate to let's say a nursing home, I'm just going to use that as an
That's fine.
example. Okay, you got, and on there it says donated by Melanie, and your email address and that. That is a word of mouth. That's an advertisement out there. Okay,
Okay.
so your crayons, giving it to those who were coming to visit their grandmother or whatever, don't have a toy for their kid to sit there while they visit with their mom and dad, grandma. There's a toy that, like, I, as a nurse, I could say, "Oh, here, Jennifer, here's a nice little coloring crayon box." You're making their day. And they want your information. Say, "Yes, we have a local person who's in business here, and we try to support the local business people." And that's how, to get it out a different way than
Okay.
being, you see what I'm trying to say? Is your donation has to go into a different way of helping other people. I mean, that's just my opinion. That's just my way of a thought of coming up with new ideas, I should say. But
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, there's so much. You
Yeah.
have you have a store now. It
Yeah,
would
so
take,
next year it's going to be different.
but I'm saying
Next year's
right,
taxes are completely different.
right. But I'm saying right now, it would take nothing to get a big
mhm,
2x2. Yes, Mike, it is. It would be nothing to get a 24x24 box. Cover it, put the flaps down, cover it with Christmas wrapping paper, put it in the store somewhere by the front door, put a banner, get a cheap banner made, Christmas toy drop off, charity toy drop off,
mhm,
and you'll get more people in,
mhm,
and you'll get goodwill from that too. If you're
mhm.
talking about building customer base and stuff like that, and then you add your own stuff to it. You add your
That's
own toys.
perfect because this area actually has an orphanage, which is rare. Like not many
Mhm.
places have.
Yeah.
And I'm always donating to the orphanage, but it's like I don't even count it as a tax write-off because it like really doesn't mean.
Right. But I mean, you never know. Maybe some local newspaper will pick it up what you're doing, and you'll get recognition for that.
But also look at your we have a commissioners, not kind of commissioners, but this establishment where we go and check, and we can go and they'll tell us what companies will donate things to, and that. And no, my dog's here now, so I'm not going to be able to stay here. Um, he wants out, but just getting the word out there and the tax deductions. If you never take a tax deduction or start your tax deductions, you'll never accumulate it. That people will start saying, "Oh yeah, here's your tax. You didn't take this off." The government does check that kind of stuff. So, I mean, that's just
Yeah.
me. I love you. Okay, I got to go because the king wants out. That's what I call
Okay.
him, my king.
All right.
All
Well,
right,
the link will be there. Just come in if you'd like to.
Okay, thanks, honey.
have a good one.
You
Enjoy the
too.
walk.
I'm not trying to be a nose at all, but
Oh no,
just
that's fine. It's a great idea. And even what Paul was saying, I never even thought about doing our own little toy drive within the
yes,
store.
yeah.
Oh, for recognition and when
Yeah.
Mhm.
I was doing my real estate full time big, this time of year, I would try to feed like 25 to 30 homes, to
Mm.
30 families with a turkey and all the fixings and everything. And we'd
That's
go
great.
around to the less fortunate. And yeah, you do get, you get recognized for stuff like that, but that's not why I did it. I did it to give back.
Yeah.
But
I used to do that. I used to work in the bank, and that's the one thing we did was we would do the angel train, and I
Hey, Jeff.
absolutely love that. Hello, Mike.
Hey, Melanie, how are you? Hey, Paul.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. But yeah, I mean, I know the topic went off a little, but you have a store, maybe to build some community, maybe to build some recognition. Is it you go to Walmart or you go to U-Haul, get a 24x24 box, wrap it in Christmas wrap paper, get a cheap, inexpensive banner made for the front. Hey, we're doing a toy drive for the orphanage, and let them promote your store too.
Yeah.
Say, here's some pamphlets or whatever, give out to people that I'm doing a toy drive for you. Because it's all when you have a store, they say it's always good to work with other businesses within your community,
Get
recommend,
the name out there.
and yeah, you get your name out there. So yeah, I mean, I've had a store, several of them, and I've always loved marketing, doing it. And now that you have a store, I know what the topic was that some people wanted to talk about. I know there's not many in the chat right now, but
There's
people,
still 16. They're good
Yeah.
amount.
people were interested in opening up wholesale accounts with people. Now, Mike, you recently opened up an antique booth.
Yep.
Did you open up any wholesale accounts to get items to sell, like replenishables?
No, I buy a lot of storage lockers, and I don't have an outlet for some of the older stuff or some of the bigger stuff like furniture, and I don't know, just things that are more lend themselves to a more antique booth environment, if you will. So that's kind of why I did it. And I had a lot of smalls and stuff that I don't know, just slow to sell on eBay, or I can't, or try to sell it locally, and I just can't. I don't know. I just thought it would be a good idea. I had been toying around with it for a while. I watched one of your earlier lives months ago, and we were talking about it back then. So I looked into it, and then I started, and yeah, it's been going well so far. I'm in my second month, and I've been profitable, both months so far already. So
That's a good thing.
Excellent.
Yeah.
A question:
Mhm.
when you buy a storage locker,
Mhm.
do they charge you tax on that purchase?
They do, but if you have one, it might depend on the place, because sometimes they'll ask you for your tax ID number,
Okay.
and then you don't have to. But yeah, they do. Yeah.
I was always wondering about. I have yet to buy one.
Oh, it's exciting, Paul. If you can buy
you
one.
purchased one?
Yeah, I used to do that in New York all the time. When I
I
came here
didn't
in
know
Texas,
that.
when I came here to Texas, I stopped doing it because the prices in Texas are much higher than it is to pay for one in New York. But I did
Really?
it for a couple of years. Yeah,
Mhm.
Why would the prices be higher in Texas than they would in New York?
because in Texas, there's less
Right.
opportunities
Right.
for the items to be sold, whereas New York, the turnover was so big that people defaulted constantly. The ratio of people in
I
a
see what you mean.
ratio of people in the area, there was so many people that they wanted to turn over the locker as quickly as possible for the people who weren't paying, so that they could get their next person in.
Did
So
you
I
ever
would get
did you ever watch Storage Hunters or Storage Wars
Yes.
New York?
yes.
That's kind of I watched that. I think I watched every episode, but didn't they go into some units that were like 6 stories high or whatever?
That's in the city. Yeah,
In the
they have
city, yeah.
units that are that. But I mean, when I did, I'll be honest, I would buy units $40 or less. I never spent more than $40 on a unit. And the
Wow.
best deal that I ever had was I bought 3 10x10 units, and I paid $26 for all 3 of them.
Holy crap.
That's how ridiculously cheap they go in New York. And I made a killing over there.
And
But
you
then when
did
I-
it all by yourself?
No, at the time I did it with my husband. We did it together. It was fun.
Okay. See, because that's one thing I think I told Mike this before, and I must have told someone else that's one thing that I'm afraid of. And they all said the same thing: is just look for a 5x5 or a 5x7 to start with, And I don't want to get one, and then it's just me,
It's a lot of
and
work.
it's 40 miles away or 50 miles away, and
And then they only give you 24 hours. Well, it depends on the storage place, but you have basically 24 hours to clear it out. So if you're getting one 40 miles away,
I
that
went
means you have to clear it out right away and then
Right.
store it someplace else. I used to just re-rent that particular unit and then work with that unit until I was done. But
Yeah,
that was another thing.
some people are saying that, hey, Susanna, hello, Wendy. Thanks, everybody, for coming in. If I missed anybody's Yellow Brick Road, sorry.
Hey, Susanna.
Some people were saying that that's what they'll do. They'll rent it for a month,
Yeah.
put an ad in Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace for the big stuff. Even if it's free, just say, come and get it. Here it is. Pull out what
Right.
you want, what you can make your money back on. And then we bought a couch at our local auction. So I asked him, I says, can you sell mine, my current one? So you pick it. I had him deliver it and then take the other one. And I said, let me ask you a question. Would you be interested in somebody giving you a constant supply of merchandise? He says, well, what do you mean? I said, I've been toying around the idea of playing with storage units. He says, I'm into it. I would do it all day long. No, he says, if you want me to go there and clean out the unit after you pull out everything, I'm into it.
Cool.
So, and that was just a couple of weeks ago. So I've been thinking about it even more.
I don't know how it's changed now that everything is online. I mean, it's exciting when it's face to face and they open up the thing and you actually can see
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Whereas
Yeah.
now it's like you're only seeing what they want to show you in the picture.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
different now.
Yeah, Paul, it's just like anything else. Just once you get started, even when you start with the small 5x5 and you could do it. And, that's how I started. I'm just by myself as well. And I don't have like a truck or a trailer or anything like that. I have an SUV. And I started with 5x5s, and 10x10 is probably the biggest I'll do now, just because it's not so much getting it out, it's storing it. Like, again, like I've never done what Melanie was talking about. I know there's resellers that will do it, rent the unit back out and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I would just throw everything here in my garage or my basement or whatever. And most
I thought
people,
that guy did it with you.
yeah. John helped me. John helps me. My buddy John, who I do auctions with on Sunday night, he has a van and he has a warehouse, and he does estate sales and stuff like that. So he was a good outlet for me for furniture in the earlier, when I would buy units earlier, and I would just basically, I was almost giving it away to him just because I had no room to keep it, anywhere, and no real way to sell it. But, after a while, like there's only so much he could take as well. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
but
Wait a minute. You're in Philadelphia, right?
I'm in central Pennsylvania, out by Harrisburg.
Philadelphia and Pittsburgh would just shut down again for COVID, right?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of what they did was, I don't think they totally shut down. They just added more restrictions in the city, like with the gatherings, and the retail shops is only like 25% capacity, and they moved it to statewide. A lot of it to statewide a couple of days after they issued the Pittsburgh and the and the Philly things. But today it just came out that we have a 1-day alcohol ban starting Wednesday night at 5 p.m. So typically the night before Thanksgiving is like the biggest drinking night of the year, right? Like even bigger than New Year's Eve, because typically kids come home from college on break or whatever, and they go to the bars, and there's like a reunion from kids, and stuff, and people get together, they don't have like work the next day or whatever, so they're out drinking and hanging out or whatever, and it's a pretty big drinking night. So they just came out with it today. Alcohol sales are suspended at bars and restaurants from Wednesday. This is statewide in Pennsylvania.
Wow.
Wednesday at 5 p.m. till Thursday at 8 a.m.
Oh, they're going to go nuts over that.
All that means is today and tomorrow, the liquor lines, the stores,
it's going to be out the door.
Yeah, because here in Pennsylvania, which is weird, because in Pennsylvania, the liquor stores are state-owned. They're run by the state, which means they're taxpayer funded, which means that it's really my store.
Right.
That they just decided to close on me for an hour, but whatever, or a day, whatever. So,
wow. And
yeah,
they closed on Thanksgiving?
What's that?
Are they closed on Thanksgiving?
Yeah, they'll be closed on everything. All those things are closed on Thanksgiving. But
wow.
So I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So, but whatever. Back to the storage unit thing. You can do it yourself. And most of the people I found, maybe it's just where I live here in central Pennsylvania, maybe it's different than other big cities or other areas. But if you talk to the manager or the owner of the place or whatever, and just like I've had them say, yeah, just take the weekend. I had a lady tell me, I can't rent it till the end of the month anyway. So, take your time and whatever.
Oh,
you know
that's
what I mean? Like, and sometimes they say you can't use their dumpster, and sometimes you do. They just want to get the stuff out of there, and
right.
be able to rent it to the next person. And if you're not jerky, if you're nice to them and you've been there before, you come to their auctions and stuff, but they're usually willing to help you. But they just, right before COVID, it had nothing to do with COVID really, but in our area in central Pennsylvania, they had just stopped doing the in-person auctions. It was more lucrative for these companies to do the online bidding and online auctions. They didn't have to pay. They just shifted the money to an online site, and they get more eyeballs instead of paying the auctioneer to come out. And because it was true, because it would only be like 10 or 15 of us in person or whatever, versus putting it up on Storage Treasures, and you get hundreds, thousands or whatever it is, of eyeballs and stuff. So I agree with Melanie. It's exciting when they open that door and you get to look in there, just like you see on those TV shows.
Well, I watched your video, and I don't think it was the first one.
No,
but you were on early one day.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, all right, 10 minutes. Am I going to win this one?
Right.
And then 5 minutes, 2 minutes, and then you actually won it. And it was cool. It was exciting.
Yeah, it's really exciting. And then you get there and you see what you got and what you think you can sell, and you're adding it up, and but I mean, it's a lot. It is a lot of. It's a lot of work. It's more work. Like you have to have the outlets. I don't think it's the space or getting the items out of the unit and cleaning it out. That's relatively easy, even if you're by yourself. It's having, and maybe Melanie can agree or not, but it's having outlets for these different items that you find in there, right? There's some stuff that's going to go to eBay. There's some stuff that you'll sell.
Hey, Jerry, how are you? Yeah.
Hey, Jerry. You need to find these outlets. Your goal is to flip it over as quick as possible. You don't want to be sitting up with inventory. So
I mean, I don't know what the current rates for storage auctions are in your area, but in New York, I mean, to re-rent it, you're talking about $200-$400 a month just for the one unit.
Oh yeah.
To rent it. So that's why it's like you wanted it out of there as quickly as possible.
Right.
Here in Texas, the rent for a big 10 by 10, you're only going to pay about $40 a month.
Right. Yeah. It's not that bad. It's not that bad here.
Wow.
So it's like that's why, and that's another reason why we were talking about people don't necessarily default in this area. Generally, when people default, it's usually because they're either incarcerated or they died.
Right.
And doesn't it blow your mind? Like Dolly shows the stuff that she finds in storage lockers, and it's like if they just went to get in the storage unit, pull out the silver coins or whatever, give it to the manager, say, "Here, I'm paid for the next 5 or 10 months," they wouldn't have lost it.
Right.
But like you said, they could be either incarcerated or passed away.
Right.
And
that's generally what happens with why people forget about it.
Right.
Or if they're sick, if they have Alzheimer's, they're in a nursing home, they don't even realize that they have a storage unit, and the family doesn't know.
That's sad too. That is sad. I'm always, I listen to Jeremy talk about it, and Grimes and Wade, and sometimes they do show on their thumbnail, "I bought a unit, but she wants it back." And it's like, oh my God, I can't imagine buying a unit, going there, and then the person that owns it is like coming down the aisle or something, or that owned it. It's like, gee, what do you do? It's not yours anymore. But then you feel kind of bad too, like, oh, my family pictures are there. That's my graduation stuff.
You're supposed to give the paperwork, pictures, and personal items back to the person. You're supposed to.
Personally, or back to the management company?
No, you give it back to the manager, and then they're supposed to.
Right, yeah. But you know what's funny though, Melanie and Paul, is that I've always done that, and the managers and the people at the unit, they're just like, you can just throw it away. We don't want it.
Yeah. It goes in the black file.
Yeah, I mean, really, I've never had them. Maybe once or twice. I won't say never, but once or twice where they're like, "Oh, thanks. Yeah, we'll give it to them." And I don't know if they gave it to them or not.
Right.
But
I used to tell people in my office that goes in the black file. Where's the black file? The one that's next to your desk.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy the stuff you find.
Wow, but let me just hit on a topic that one of the things that I was talking about, and you have it already, and Melanie, you probably have it. Mine just came in for 2021, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Does that say 20 effective 1/20? Florida Department of Revenue.
Yep.
January through December.
So wait, you have to get one every single year?
Oh yeah, it renews. It renews every year.
Oh, okay.
I don't have to get one every year. This piece of file 13. No, it's a DR15EZD.
Okay.
But you have to get this. This is like your passport to wholesale accounts.
Because I have my sales use, and there's like no expiration date on it, and I'm wondering if it automatically renews once I do my quarterly taxes or not. Unless it's just different rules.
This is an automatic renewal.
Okay, all right.
And what you do, like, here's the certificate. I don't want to show my number and everything, but here's the certificate. So when you're submitting for a wholesale account, or you go to a live auction, you make copies of this and you keep it in your wallet. You go to a live auction and you give them, say, here's my tax ID. So they don't charge you tax.
Right.
Some estate sale people will take it and not charge you tax.
That's the same thing with the storage units. If you show that with the
Yep.
storage, it'll do the tax as well.
Yeah, because you're only going to resell the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So you just talk to your state's DOR, Department of Revenue, and you tell them what you're doing. I have an online business. Paul must not have, Paul must not. Garbage file 13. Okay. So they're going to, well, like they asked me years ago, when I first got mine, I was doing classes. I would rent out a hotel room and do classes and charge the people to come in to learn. And they said, well, you need to charge sales tax for that. I said, oh, okay. I didn't know that. So let me get a sales tax number because, yeah, it's a service.
Okay.
So I'm renting out a ballroom in the Holiday Inn, and I'm charging 100 agents $39 a piece to come in. I have to pay tax on that. So I says, all right, let me get my sales tax number and do it. And of course, that was the only one I ever did. After that, I did them for the boards of real estate, and I couldn't charge anything. So, but I still have it, and now I have it for my eBay and Amazon. And if you want to sell on Amazon, you need that.
Mm-hmm.
And you need insurance with $1 million liability policy. Once you have, I am glad I didn't add circular file. Oh, okay. Once you have your sales tax, what I do is I scan it in, so it's on my desktop.
Okay.
And like on my desktop, let me see if I can share screen. Now, I'm not going to open them, but here's my corporate from Sunbiz. Sunbiz is the website in Florida that all corporations are held. Here's my corporate filing for last year. And then here's my sales tax certificate.
So they also want to see your tax return from last year?
No, my corporate filing.
Okay.
I can send them this one
Okay.
that shows I'm a corporation.
Mm-hmm.
This one shows that it's still active.
Okay, got it.
This is the one your accountant files. And not everybody has to be a corporation. If you're a corporation, it's $486 minimum tax you have to pay every April or March, I believe. That's even if you didn't make dime one, you
Right.
still have to pay the $486. But when I find a company, I go on Google or whatever, get the company contacts. I say, I'm interested in opening up a wholesale account. This is what I do. Here is my tax and my corporation information. So all you have to do is send them your tax ID. And here's some of the companies I buy from already if you need a reference. And that's basically it. It's going to be a yes or no. Now, I did try to get an account with Super 7, and I wish I kept the email, but I basically told them where to put the company and, because they said, no, we need brick and mortar stores, Amazon and eBay sales, and your own website is not enough. And I told them, I said, so and this was 2 months ago, I said, so in an era where everybody's closing down because of the country's in a mess, you're making people open up. And they said, we want brick and mortar stores. So that's one advantage you have over all of us, is you have a brick and mortar. Because there's some companies that won't open up accounts for people without a brick and mortar store. Now, Mike, whether you can say that your antique booth are you allowed to get mail there?
Well, no, but I was going to say, could you use your residence as a brick and mortar store?
No,
You can't.
because sometimes they want a picture of the storefront, and I've been through the whole thing. Yeah.
What if I just take a
wow.
picture? What if I just take a picture of Melanie's storefront and send it to them?
Yeah. Well, the person that they had me talk to is supposedly a Florida rep.
Don't defraud your government people.
Right.
Wait. We've already had this discussion how people look up other people and go crazy when they order things. They'll Google map their house. Because I forget who I was talking to
Who does
online here that somebody mentioned, oh, you're right next to the doctor's office. And I'm like, how did you know? Because they Google mapped my store.
Who's?
yeah.
Your store, right? Okay, all right. You're
Yeah.
not talking about people Googling like they're selling stuff on eBay to somebody and they're Googling.
Yes, that's
their
what they
house.
do. There was an
They're
entire
Googling their house from eBay.
Yes, there was an entire discussion about this on Facebook groups that what sellers are doing or buyers is that they're Google mapping who they're selling to see whether it's a good area, an actual, what kind of person, particularly with higher dollar items. And I'm like, that is stalkerish, creepy behavior.
Plus, I don't have the time for that. Like,
But I mean, somebody did that to me. We were talking on one of the groups here, and they're like, oh, yeah, you're right next to the doctor's office. And I'm like, how did you know that? Because they Google mapped my address when they got, because I sold them something and they wanted to see what my store was like.
that's creepy.
I'm like, Dad, don't do that. That's
Yeah, don't do that, and don't tell me you're doing it.
Right. But I mean, I do it just to get directions and stuff. Like, where is this place? Where am I
that's
going?
if you're doing business with them. Are you going to do that with every single person you sell to?
No,
No, not at all.
no.
Not at all.
Now,
This
Paul.
is what people are doing.
So, Paul, you're talking about wholesale accounts so that you could sell the items that you buy back on Amazon, like on Amazon.
Amazon, eBay. Yep.
Because I wouldn't mind getting not a license. Well, I mean the license if I had to, I guess, but just getting in contact more with a wholesaler so I could just get. Not to sell on eBay, just to sell things in general. Like, I don't work with wholesalers at all. You know what I'm trying to say?
But you can't say that because you're looking for a general wholesaler. You, like Sandy and I have 2 toy distributors that I buy from, but toys. And then I have a Japanese toy distributor.
Right.
So if I want to get the new Japanese toys and stuff.
Yeah.
And then we have a jewelry wholesaler that we buy real jewelry from. But to say I want to be able to get everything from one.
No, I didn't mean it like that. I meant like there's a place in Philly that's a wholesale distributor that sells, like kind of like probably the place that Melanie goes to in Texas and buys, whatever. Where she
Okay.
has her big lots of
My big loss.
And I just haven't done it. I mean, they'll sell to the public. They'll sell to me at a wholesale thing. They'll even ship it to me out here in Pennsylvania. You know what I mean? And sometimes free, or central Pennsylvania. Sometimes it's free. Sometimes you have to pay. I haven't really looked into it that much. But like, I don't want to be the wholesaler. Like, or I don't want to even probably really sell it on Amazon, to tell you the truth. I have my own auctions. I have my eBay. I have Facebook Marketplace. I don't know.
Right.
Like,
But there are people that want to, and I mean, this came up just like I said in Johnny's chat on Friday. There are people that are interested in getting, I guess you basically call them replenishables.
right. No, I get what yeah.
I want to be able to get a consistent stock of, I don't know, new CDs.
Right. Yeah.
Or sneakers. I'm making some bad examples. Housewares.
Right.
That type of stuff.
Right.
I mean, I will tell you this, and this is from my experience. When I go shopping, I like to buy out like the entire shelf simply because I put the one item with many quantity and it just keeps selling and selling and selling. I would love to replenish it once I run out. It doesn't work that way, but it definitely does affect your metrics as far as bumping you up to the top when you start selling. Because as soon as you start selling the one, it'll be like all of a sudden a domino effect. All of them.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
I mean, I could have. Oh, go ahead.
No, replenishables are great because
Yeah.
it's one listing
Right.
Mhm.
and boom, you just change the number.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I have action figures. I feel is a bad example, but I have like 5 of one figure, and I sold one, and I made good money on it, and I only put up one. So all I did is relist it, and I put up another one. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to put up 5 because then I'm competing with myself. I wanted to be able to get top buck for everyone because lately, and I said this in a lot of my latest chats, the toys, new toys, Walmart is selling the stuff like $1 over what I paid for it. The days of making 30, 40, or 50% on toys has been gone for years. So that market's like into the older stuff. You have to have, and you can't do it wholesale. You can't have a wholesale account for toys that came out 20 years ago. It's just like buying them at a storage locker, garage sale, things like that. But if you're interested, like a lot of people are interested in knives, housewares is always a good example, things like that. One of the places, and I know everybody cannot afford to drop a week and the money and go to Vegas. But I'm going to show you the show now, since everything was canceled basically this year, they started to do it online. And I get the email probably once a week now. It's ASD Market Week. ASD online. If you sign up for it's free. It's all free. You can even go to the show. It's all free, but you have to have a hotel. You have to fly there. From Florida to Vegas, it's more expensive than it is from Boston to Vegas, believe it or not. But you could go on this website, attend, plan your trip. Source Direct, I believe it is. They have every supplier listed.
Source Direct is to get a wholesale.
Yeah, shop the ASD online market. Discover 1,100 vendors. I should be set up already. So the next show is supposedly going to happen February 28th. Welcome to the market.
They had one similar to those in Dallas. I mean, it's not as big, but that's exactly what it is. It's a big wholesale convention where you can open up accounts and stuff with them. But they canceled it.
All you need basically is your tax number and business cards. Business cards you need to show that you're a business.
Right.
So welcome, show my profile, interactive exhibitor list, connect with exhibitors. So you can go on here and say, they tell you basically Source Direct, drop shipping. Who's into drop shipping? Who's into private label? So Melanie, you wanted to come out, and I don't recommend it, but like everybody's doing their own CBD oil, private label is typically things you're going to put on yourself or things like that, or in yourself, like vitamins, and you have to have really good insurance for that. But maybe you could private label your own, I don't know, you're in Texas, a hunting knife or something. Well, it seems like everybody in Texas
has a knife. I know.
But I mean, Dawn, where is it? Dawn, Two Hip Chicks. I made a purchase from her, and she sent this. So she had, she made her own label and just bought this. So now
it's a Scotty Peeler.
Scotty Peeler.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, okay.
I don't have anything, but let's just say this: the label.
Okay, that's actually cool.
Yes, it saves your fingernails. So, uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. So, what's to say you can't find out a private label? And what is everybody? I mean, people buy tape. They're not going to buy your tape with your name on it. But what else do we use? We use
Is what's his name? Lonnie's box cutter.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, the box resizer.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say
we use box resizers are
this thing. I love
Yeah.
this thing.
knives, box resizers. Sure, that's pretty cheap anyway. They're like
Saying Lonnie Henderson.
yeah.
Shed
Yeah.
Flips.
Shed
This
flip.
guy. Yeah.
or knives. Anything that you could private label and not have to worry about too much. But you can go to keyword. Let's see if it brings up all the jewelry wholesale people. I just typed in jewelry. Plastic gifts. That doesn't sound like jewelry. Variety, value, source direct. Toys. The problem, you're going to get a lot of the Chinese knockoff stuff. My Audio Pet. Okay, so good seller. Yeah. This is the Chinese. I've dealt with them before. Yeah. So yeah, you type in what you're looking for. Knives, Knives. A lot of people always ask for knives. Knives seem to be a big seller. I don't get it myself. I still have tons. So you go here, and a lot of time these are new people. Show special. So they have a show special. So you click on it. General merchandise. This is everything they sell. These categories. Sporting.
Is there a charge for having an account with this ASD company?
Nope.
No. Okay.
Nope. And you can go to their show. The show will take you probably 2 days to walk the entire show. The last one I did was over 20 years ago, and it was at the Javits Center. The entire Javits Center. I mean,
that's huge.
So you can imagine how big it was. This is not only the whole Las Vegas Convention Center, it's in other hotels too. So you just do a search, and here's a company. You look at some of their videos. Decorated salad jar.
I dig the music.
Yeah, this could be a private label item. Who knows? So, but I mean, they have new sport bottle designs, glass tumblers with straws. So do you think you have a market for this? Then you want to contact them and here's they're in Turkey.
Oh.
So here's their website. You contact them, say, this is my, wait a minute, where's their show specials? Show specials, new bottle designs. Okay. Yeah, you're not going to see those in Walmart. These ones you will. You're not going to see these. But you contact them, say, hey, I'm interested in opening up a wholesale account. I'm interested in your snazzy bottles because we can't get snazzy Turkish bottles like that here in Pennsylvania.
It's true.
And we have a big Turkish market here, so I think I could sell some. Whatever.
Also true. It's weird.
Yeah. Whatever it takes. And that's just one company. So like this ASD Market Week. And go ahead.
But you're saying you can't order that stuff from them unless you have the wholesale certificate.
They're going to tell you what they need.
Okay.
You're going to email any company, even local Hasbro in Rhode Island. I'd like to buy from you. I'd like to buy your toys direct. The first thing they're going to tell you is no way. Here's a list of distributors. So you're going to contact one of the distributors. I'm interested in buying Hasbro toys from you. What do you require? We require 99 and 9/10 of the time. We require a copy of your sales and use tax and a business card. So why wait until they tell you what they need.
Right.
Be
Right.
proactive. I have in my email, I have, and I'm surprised not everybody does this. I have in my Outlook, I have a business signature that goes on all my emails that I send from Outlook. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten an email from somebody and I have no clue how to get back to them unless I return the email. Nobody has their name, or their phone number or what they do or their business. I'm just trying to bring up my Outlook while I'm saying that. And this is the email typically that, what do you mean not responding? Give me a break. This is the email that I will, wait a minute, where'd you go? This is the email that I'll typically do my requests from. So, here's my Outlook. New email. Oh, I gotta go to email first. New email. And there's my,
Who's that good-looking guy in there?
yeah, that's my kid.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't look that bad. So I put down what I do, my logo and everything, subject line, interested in wholesale with your company. And the 2 and the carbon copy, I'll do to everybody I find on the website. Sales, support, just in case they haven't updated their website in a long time. And I'll normally get an email back from one of them within 24 hours saying, thank you very much for your request. We have passed it on to the right people. But now when I send that email, I'm attaching my copy of my business card, a copy of my sales and use tax, a copy of my corporate paperwork. Here is everything attached that I feel you will need.
So
And
now, Paul,
I'm
if you don't mind me asking, that site is a database of reputable wholesalers, or is it just like any wholesaler can just pop on there? Because how do you know it's not a scam, one of the wholesaler groups?
Because these are the ones that they promote. These are the ones that do their show.
Okay.
You'll even find liquidators in here. There's when the last time I wanted to go this last year and couldn't, of course, nobody could.
Right.
There's sections. So there's sections for fashion. There's sections for jewelry. There's a whole big section for closeouts. And you'll find the big ones there, Amazon, liquidation and all that stuff. And they'll tell you, no, you got to do 100,000 a year with us. We're not taking on any accounts less than 50,000.
Right.
You got to sign a guarantee, which I never suggest anybody do either. You got to sign a guarantee to give us so much business throughout the year, or it's not worth us dealing with you. But then they'll have, and I was, when we first moved here, I had an account with them. This was 17 years ago. I had my booth at the Flea World, which was the indoor flea market. It's gone now. I found them at the wholesale, the ASD show. They were from China. They did the ceramic tiles, like ceramic floor tiles, but beautiful pictures painted on them. And I mean, that was a good markup. I was paying probably $8 or $9 a piece, selling them for between $20 and $35 a piece. They were beautiful. I mean, the stuff from China and Japan is not all crap. Some of the stuff is just beautiful that they do. So it's looking for things like that. That's why I said shows like that could take you a few days to go through. Mm-hmm. And they'll tell you, you can come in Thursday. We have like 10 o'clock in the morning. You have to set appointments with the busy wholesalers.
Right.
And you just go in and say, well, I'm not familiar with your company. What do you do? How do you do it? How is this? What's the quality like? And, and they'll go over everything with you. They're very, very, because what they want more business. They want more people buying more product. They want to get more of their product out to the people in the chat and things like that. You know, people that are going to buy.
Yeah, there's wholesale groups on Facebook and stuff that you get, which sell to the smaller businesses. The problem is the amount of scams that happen is unbelievable because they're taking advantage.
That won't. I'm sure that won't happen with
Right.
ASD, because ASD has been around for probably 50 years, and they wouldn't be allowed to be on their website and to be at their show if they were scamming people.
Right. So that's a good thing. That's why I was just questioning about how safe is it.
Yep. The people I'm sure that you're finding on Facebook are the people like me or whatever that come up with, and I'm not saying I do it, but yeah, I just bought 100 DVDs. I'm going to sell them in lots of 10 to you other people. You know, you want big companies that have a name, that this is what they do, because they know screwing the people is not going to benefit their business, and they won't be in business long if they do that. But yeah, Mike, I was just thinking, you know, you do, because I asked Johnny last night, he was in Carol's auction. I said, you sell jewelry at your antique booth? And he said, yeah, you know, that's the thing that sells the most all the time. And I was just thinking, like, wow, so if you go to one of these, wow, the lag is long because I just held up the movies. You get a jewelry wholesaler for costume jewelry. You know, you buy a couple of small lots and you put it in there.
Right. Yeah. Now, I mean, it sounds good. And like I said, there's a place, I think I might start one step back first. There's a place in Philly that will do it, and I'll just try my luck there, you know, just try to start it. I always kind of start a little small, you know, initially.
No, that's fine. Yeah.
Backed by Silver in the chat, if he's still in the chat, was telling me once in one of our auction live chats that he has a wholesaler for like knives or maybe it's some other item. But the wholesaler's in China, and like you said, it's not too, you know, not all the stuff from China is bad. I've actually bought some of the knives that Backed by Silver has to sell myself on auction from Backed by Silver. But he had recently said that because of the COVID thing, the shipments were either stopped because we weren't taking shipments from China or delayed or what have you. You know, whatever the situation was, his guy couldn't get him his stuff that he normally gets. He had like nothing to give him.
Right.
I know it's not an everyday occurrence, you know what I mean, type of thing.
Well, that's like the baby Yoda toys that I was getting from Hasbro. You know, everything was delayed for months because the factories in China had all shut down. Factories in China were begging their employees to come back to work so they could fulfill orders. They're just now getting back up to speed. The knife, you've seen the knives that I've had.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I lucked out when I was at that auction of that thrift store that went out of business. I bought them all. I bought every one they had, and I lucked out.
Right.
You know, I mean, if you got a market from, I think I flooded my people with them enough.
Right.
Because I haven't brought them back to auction in a while.
Yeah.
But if you want a lot, you know, like a small lot, I'm talking about LOT, not a lot.
Right.
Just let me know.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. It just seems like, and I probably will try it. It's like the antique booth thing where we talk about it and then I roll it around in my brain and then I'll try a little small thing out. And, you know, I just always, I'm just cautious about things, you know what I mean? And I have so much opportunity right now for inventory in other areas. And I know replenishables and newer items are different. It's a different animal. Like in the summer, I was selling a lot of like pool filters, like the pool, like replacement pool filters that go in your like in-ground pool or above ground pool or whatever, right? Man, I wish I had a wholesaler for that to replenish because I sold a lot of those, you know, and I was just picking them up from stores locally. So I see the value there. I understand the potential at least, you know what I mean? And I know it's a good thing. And I realize, you know, you're not going to make, you know, it's usually not home run deals, but you're selling enough quantity that over and over again.
Right, exactly.
One listing and just replenish the listing. And I get all that.
Yeah. Hey, Pages.
But right now, I don't know. Right now, I'm like hunkered down for this. Like, I mean, like we talked about earlier, the Pennsylvania stuff that's going on. Like, I don't know about the rest of the country, but we're headed for lockdown. I was surprised it didn't really happen this week with Thanksgiving, but I know that next week, it's going to be all these people came back. Like, there's a travel, not restriction, but supposedly if you leave the state, you're supposed to quarantine when you come back.
Yeah, everybody's doing that.
72 hours before. And regardless of what you think about it or not think about it, whatever, I just feel like we're headed to lockdown. And I have so much inventory right now, like just stock.
That's
Like,
what everybody is saying, because with everybody gathering for Thanksgiving, it's going to be more chances.
The numbers will go up.
Mhm.
right. And I just see if they're doing these restrictions now, it's going to be even more restrictive. I would think. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. You know what I mean? So I've been buying big lots of just, I see deals on Facebook Marketplace, or I go to estate sales, or I've been going to live auctions that have still been happening here in Pennsylvania. Thank goodness, you know what I mean? And getting some deals. And then, another thing for me is that I always tell people that what I do, and I'm a reseller and I have cash and I'll pay, and when these lockdowns happen, like the lockdown that happened the last time when we were truly locked down, people were cleaning out their houses in the springtime, March, April. They were trying to get a couple bucks because maybe, their work was laid off or whatever. And people were reaching out to me to sell stuff to me to buy. You know what I mean? So yeah. I don't know. It works. But yeah, I'd probably give it a shot. I mean, I have the tax number there already, so I'm halfway there. I got a business card. I can probably Google Melanie's store. I bought from Melanie before. I've never Googled anybody's business that I bought from, but I get the street view, and then I'll just take a picture. I'll just take a screenshot on my phone, and that's my storefront.
Here's an ad that I made that I post.
Yep.
Everywhere. I post it on Facebook Marketplace. Mm-hmm. I go on every Facebook yard sale, garage sale group, and I'll post this. And man, I got a ton of calls, ton of emails.
Yep.
Of course, I haven't made a purchase from it yet, but
here's another problem that's happening right now, and it's a very interesting problem on both ends. You've got the people who are out of work, not making money, scared of what's going to happen. They're trying to sell off as much as possible. Then you have the hoarders who are literally buying as much as they can, hoarding it, which is creating a shortage in the stores. But then that's what's causing the resellers who have those particular items to be making a bundle right now. So it's like, depending on which category you're in, I mean, I could safely say that I don't need to buy anything for the next 3 months. I could probably sell everything I have and still be consistent. But it wasn't necessarily me hoarding. It was just, I just kept buying deals. Whereas other people have already went through their death pile and now they're struggling. Okay, I need to replenish my stuff. I need to find something. So I don't know what's going to happen. I'm a little worried of January and February. I really am. I said that last year, but it was wonderful January and February. It was great.
Right. We were going to go home, spend the month of December home in Massachusetts, and now we're not going as of last week because of it's getting worse. They're everywhere. My wife works at the airport, so she says we'll have the numbers on, this weekend coming up. She says we all expect it to be really, really bad because more people are flying to be with family.
Right.
So we're waiting till the springtime to go back home. Hopefully, there's four companies now that have inoculation they developed, and hopefully by the springtime people will start getting it or whatever, and maybe things will turn around. But I look at 2 auctions, virtual auctions online. They do them on Zoom, and they're local, and there's not much that I would buy because I, like Melanie, I still have a lot of stuff to go through. Like yesterday, I just listed some high dollar items on my eBay store. And I was amazed this morning, 50 people looking at it, 70 people, and these are like $200 items, $300 items.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of glad at that. So there's more of a market for just under $100.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, I can't wait to finally get to my final resting place, I guess, so I can look at, because I do want to do the antique booth thing. People tell me that I was nervous that when I leave here, I'm not going to find the cool outlets there that I do here.
Right.
Like the options here are phenomenal. You know, if I wanted to buy an Ethan Allen dining room set for under $300, and I mean the china cabinet, the table, and six, I could. I want, you know, and somebody said, "Oh no, you'll get that at home too." There are auctions that have it. I'm telling you, there's money to be made in furniture alone here.
Yeah.
You have to relearn wherever you move
Yeah.
what's prone to that particular area. Because
Right.
that's what's going to happen. No matter where you go, it'll specialize in something.
Yeah.
What it is could be very different, though.
Right. But yeah, man, you know, I know like Dawn and Mary talk about their auction, their antique booth, and they put in the large items there and they sell. So I'm amazed. The whole storage auction thing too. That's an interesting business if you think about it. You know, it's kind of like buying real estate and renting it out. But if somebody doesn't pay you the rent, you throw them out. Now you sell their stuff to help pay for it, and you're only at loss for a 10 by 10 or something instead of the whole damn building.
Or
Right.
you could look at it as that they're just repossessing your stuff. It's like repoing your car. You're not paying your
Right.
car payment, they're going to repo it. So they just repoed everything that's in the storage unit.
Right.
I used to have when I first moved here, Yellow Brick Road reselling. I used to have a booth, a 10 by 20 at an indoor flea market, and now it's going to be condos. But yeah, I did that for the first 3 years, I think, or 2 years that I was here, just on the weekends. Marion came in, but she must be having a problem with her camera. I know what you mean, Paul. We're moving south of Indy, and I'm afraid the resources won't be as good. Yep. What is it? Auction Zip.
Mhm.
Check out Auction Zip and just put in the zip code where you're going, and they'll have every auction. Another place everybody should be sourcing is HiBid, HIBID. You can put in your own zip code, and within 10, 20, 30, 50 miles, it'll tell you what's coming up in your area, and they're all online.
Right.
Dolly, moved, and she's moved her storage unit because it's now 40 miles away, I think she said, from where she lives. And she gave everything to Second Cent. It's on our Reseller U Facebook page. And he's doing the auction on HiBid. To be on HiBid, you have to be with an auctioneer, a licensed auctioneer. So, like, I've been on it. I've done it twice with my auctioneer friend down the street.
Mhm.
But it's a good place to source too, because sometimes the stuff just doesn't go for a lot of money.
Yeah.
Right.
Here's somebody else that does storage units. Hey, Marion.
Hello.
Marion.
Can you hear us?
No sound.
Marion. It's 90 degrees in Phoenix, Arizona.
Actually,
No
cold
sound.
here.
No sound?
Don't get any.
It's
Muted.
cold today. It's 59 degrees here in Texas. Well, in my area, I should say.
Cold
Texas
here.
is big.
Like 55 or so, 50.
Cold here. It was like 67 this morning.
Yeah, we feel bad for you.
No, that's cold for us.
Yeah, I know. Get the winter jacket out. You only have one, right?
I don't
It was
have
80
any.
It was 85 degrees yesterday, and today it's 59 degrees. So it's a little
Yeah,
cold.
no. The warmest stuff I have is a hoodie and sweatpants.
So, Paul, let me just say this before I go because I got to run. A lot of like I see a comment in from maybe Yellow Brick Road Reselling, Tamara. about estate sales going to online auctions instead of doing estate sales or what have you.
Yeah,
Instead
we
of-
have them. We
instead
have them
of
already here.
sales, they put it online. We have a local company here that does that as well. They do their estate sales online, but if you buy something, then they give you the address where to pick it up because they don't tell you where it's at if you don't buy something, right?
Right.
When you go pick it up, they always have like a cash and carry area, like stuff that they didn't put on the auction for whatever reason. They didn't think it was worth anything or worth putting up there at least or whatever. That I've got the best like deals. Like they just have this room that is just like, yeah, go in there and look what you want, make a pile, and just we'll give you like you get a price. Sometimes I buy stuff at these online estate sale auctions just to get access to that cash and carry area because I might not know where the house actually is because they don't like there's a sign out front when you pull up like estate sale, like so people could walk in if you knew the house is there, right? But if you don't bid on something, you're not going to get the address for the house to know where it's at. And like I've gotten great deals just on this cash and carry stuff. Like I just pulled a bunch of stuff together, like $10. I'm like, okay. And like,
Nice.
yeah, I mean, I'm just it's like they have no clue. Like they price out all the good, whatever, like the china and the blow molds and the whatever furniture and all this and that. And then you get there and there's like books and things that they didn't know. Like I went in one time and it was like a whole library of books. Like it was like 2 walls of the 4 walls were books, like built in pieces. And they just didn't want to go through and like, I mean, they had some like not for sale or whatever, like somewhere in the auction, like military sets or whatever it was. But I mean, I found like old, J.R. Tolkien or whatever, like, just different things. I mean, I could have been there forever. I just made a pile and they were like, yeah, $10 sound good. I'm like, yeah, okay. I had like 40 books in my hand. I mean, just stuff like that. So you never know. What I find is going from an estate sale where you walk in and look around and stuff to this online auction. It's like the online storage lockers. Everything just gets jacked up the price. Like a storage locker would have went for $40, like Melanie said, goes for like $140 just because they have 10 times the people looking at it now with resources. And when they locked down, there was a lack of supply, and then when they reopened, everybody was like trying to scramble to get a storage locker, so the prices jumped up. So just something to keep in mind for people.
Yeah, a lot of our estate sales here have gone online only, and they use high bid. Like I picked up one, I bid on this NASCAR, looked like a replica hood. So I figured it was about this big. And I won it. It was $9. I won that and a whole big thing of Matchbox, like 100 Matchbox from the 80s and 90s and a couple other things. So I went to pick it up, and it's the same thing. They opened up the garage door, and they asked me my name and says, "Oh, here's your items." And I says, "Holy crap! The hood was a replica hood, like 1-to-1 scale hood, fiberglass."
Right.
And I took my wife's car, and I says, "All right, I'll get it to fit in the back seat."
Right, you figure it out, right? I mean, because it's
but now I can't ship it, so I'll have to just hang it in the garage or something.
I'll do a video the next time I do it because every time I've done it, I go there and I buy so much stuff. Hi, Marion.
Hi.
Hey, Marion.
Oh, there she is.
We were talking about you, Marion.
Listening, Melanie. Remember what you said this morning?
I could multitask.
Yeah, I was sitting in my recliner, but you couldn't see me, so I had to move. But there's plenty of merchandise out there.
Yep.
If people want to go after it. We've got about 5 or 6 auction houses here. Most of them are packed with merchandise every week.
Wow,
Really?
that's nice though.
Yeah, I've been doing some lives on the Fridays for these last month. So 2 weeks ago Friday, and then 2 weeks before that. I mean, I haven't spent more than $250, and I've gotten so much cool stuff there. And like I sell it at my auctions on my YouTube auctions. I sell them on eBay. I mean, the auction house is just, there's so much stuff there. And it's good stuff too. It's decent stuff. It's not like junk.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, we do the storage lockers because that's my passion. I'm always on the hunt for some treasure.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that Lennox boy that you got, I mean, I bought one piece from you.
Did you get it intact? Did it break?
I didn't get it yet.
I should have got
But
today.
it was only a couple of days ago, but she had some beautiful Linux pieces.
But didn't sell. I gave it all to my son. He's taking it to the swap meet.
Oh, wow.
I had it on two auctions. I had it on the Christmas auction. No bites. So
We tried.
I get tired of looking at it. I got something different today for tomorrow and Wednesday.
Yeah, I was blown away. See, that's what I mean. I get
It's
blown
nice.
away by the stuff that people leave in storage auctions, storage
Right.
units.
This storage unit we bought, I think we paid $400 for it. And my son, he picked it out. He saw something that was crated in the front, like a piece of art. So
Yeah.
he goes for that. He thought it was a piece of art. We get there, the whole locker, which it was much bigger than we thought, was just all Christmas. All
Mhm.
Christmas.
Oh,
I never saw
wow.
so much Christmas. It was clean, it was packed nice. And she had this big collection of the Lennox. Then she had a collection of these holiday things I never heard of, Fontanina. And we looked them up. They go for big bucks. David's listing them. They're selling on like hotcakes. And we sold all the figures to a lady a week ago Sunday for $250. We were
Nice.
so happy they
Wow.
were gone. He didn't want to fool with them, to piece them out. But a lot of the sets are $100. They're selling
Wow.
really good. I never heard of it. I've never seen them. If
Yeah,
you
I've
look
never heard of
at
it
them,
either.
they're not
I mean,
porcelain. They're some kind
Basically, the next 2
resin.
weeks is where you need to put all those Christmas stuff because
Right.
now's the time
Yeah.
that people are going to be buying.
People have Christmas decorations where you all are at? Are they have it
Yeah.
outside?
Oh,
you
yeah.
asking
me,
Like
or-
the lights up already? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The
there's
city
like,
is putting them up here in
Yeah.
Scottsdale. They call it Scottsdale Dazzle. So
Oh,
they're
okay,
putting
yeah.
those up
My
now.
neighbor
Yeah.
put up her lights like 2 weeks ago, and I said, "Hey, are these Thanksgiving lights you're putting up? Because we haven't had Thanksgiving yet."
right.
And then they were inside their house the next day, and they knocked on the window. And I could hear them. I look over, they get in the tree up, and they lean out the window. They go, "Look, it's our Thanksgiving tree. We're putting it up."
I almost want to say the
We have
South
a-
starts early.
But it's been so
We have a
nice
big-
weather here wise. For
Yeah.
central Pennsylvania, it's been so warm. So people have been taking advantage of putting their Christmas lights out now instead of waiting because like it was 70 last week. This week is 50. Next week it'll probably be 2 feet of snow on the ground. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like we have no fall really. It just goes right to winter.
The news channel here, actually the last month, was saying every once in a while they do a story on it. They're saying that I think that people are going to be doing more Christmas decorations and everything because the whole year has been so horrible that they just want to try to forget and make Christmas really, really nice and really fun. Down here, it's like everybody decorates and stuff.
Right,
And there's like
The
3
sun
houses in a
shining.
row the street over that they did gangbusters with it. Somebody today, I just drove by on the way going for coffee this morning. They put white down, like white sheets over the grass, and put the inflatable snowmen on it. But the first thing that I said is, "That's going to kill all
You're
the
gonna kill the
grass."
grass, right? That's the first thing up. It's gonna kill your lawn, man.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
but down here, our grass is your weeds.
Right.
Because it's like that crabgrass stuff, and you can't kill it. It'll come back and come back and come back. I can't wait. When I go home, it's like, yeah, I'll walk on my son's grass in my bare feet because it's that, like you have, Kentucky bluegrass.
Yeah.
But yeah, here it's all. I called it weeds, basically.
Like
We
Augusta.
have a lot of sand spurs.
Yeah.
What echo? You got an echo.
All right, I got to run to the liquor store before they shut everything down here in Pennsylvania. So
Go get
all
your
right.
drinks.
Get one for me.
thanks for having me, everyone. Marion, good seeing you. Melanie, good
Take care,
seeing you.
Mike. Have a happy Thanksgiving if
Yeah.
I don't see you.
And I'll talk to you guys. See
Yeah,
ya.
we'll see you. Thanks, Mike. Hey, James. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, but it's once again, the conversation went. We did
Mr.
one of those.
Shea-
We did one of those star conversations that went every
Well,
direction.
that's what happens. It's like that's the
Yep.
course of a conversation.
Yep.
And
But
the
yeah,
poor
so
Miss,
again, I mean, I'm sure everybody that was in the chat is still in the chat or whatever. Just go to that ASD Market Week and
yeah.
get your
I'm definitely going to be checking that out.
sales
We-
tax.
we used to go to that show twice a
Yep.
year.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, especially the.
A lot of
off-road
walking,
shows.
isn't it?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Tons of walking, so much walking. And they had
Oh, we're losing Marion.
phone rang.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
It's back.
Because I was going to say, it's like I don't hear her.
yeah. I was
All those
telling them.
spam calls, driving
I
me
was telling
crazy.
them, Marion, that I haven't been to the show in 20 years, and I know back then we walked it for 2 days and we didn't see the whole show.
Yeah, now I
Because
guess
it's-
it's all virtual.
Yeah, well, now it is. Yeah, but they do
Yeah.
have a date. They say they are coming back. Where was it? Registered to attend. Registration is open
Where is that? in
February
Vegas?
28th to March 3rd.
Yeah, but Vegas just cut back 25% capacity everywhere.
Right. Hopefully, though, we'll all start getting the inoculation by then,
Yeah,
and things will
That's what
start to.
I'm worried about. They're going to be closing everything. I mean, they keep making these plans because shows like that take months in preparation.
Oh, yeah.
And then now all of a sudden it's like they got to close it up. They got to refund. They got to. It's
Yep. It's not only that, but the people that come from overseas have to book their freight to come over on the
Yeah.
ship, which
yeah,
takes like
yeah.
3 weeks and stuff like that. You got to book it on the
Oh.
vessel and stuff.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, I wish
But
I had
it's
that
fun.
problem. Yep. My buddy does Comic-Con, and he has to put his stuff on an 18-wheeler, 20 pallets of merchandise, and it takes them, I guess by the time they get there, it's a week because they do other stops on the way from Boston to San Diego.
San Diego. Yeah,
But
yeah. No
yeah, I
Comic-Con
mean,
this year. Yeah.
supposedly there's going to be a Comic-Con next year. They didn't cancel it yet.
that would be great.
Well, yeah, we don't know what's next year.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Exactly. Now James is close to you, Melanie, right? Didn't you
Is he?
discover that a couple hours, maybe an hour?
I don't know. Is he?
Storage scavenger.
I don't know.
We brought this
Might-
up in one of the other talks.
Oh, he might be. I have a horrible memory. You know that.
No, I don't know that.
Well, I do. I have a really bad memory. So when people say things to me, it's like, maybe, I don't know. But okay, wait. Storage scavenger, yes, he's down south. No, he's by the Louisiana border. That's what it was. And then there's a lot of people in Texas.
Yeah, you got the two hip chicks. They got.
No, they're up in
You know-
they're up north.
Yeah, they're in Michigan.
Michigan. Okay.
You know who hasn't been on for a long time is the 9-pound hammer.
No,
He,
he's right by me. He's in Texas.
Oh, is he?
He's sick.
Yeah, he's only I want to say maybe about an hour and a half away from where I live.
He was
had
going to
some-
start auctions. Said he was gonna
Right.
have
I mean, I
auctions.
did that show saying his comeback tour or whatever, and then he fell down the stairs and had some for
Yeah,
the
I
second
think-
time had some medical issues. I guess the first time he tripped over one of his dogs.
Yeah. He's not
so-
that old, but he looks like an old man.
Yeah.
In his 40s.
I don't
It's
know
okay.
anything.
I can edit that part out of the video, Marion.
Marion, you are live. Remember that.
I get a little outspoken sometimes.
Hey,
It's all
He's-
good.
I like to watch him. He was fun, but he's eating himself to death. think
He knows his coins. That's for
coins,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah,
He's
he's
pretty
very-
knowledgeable,
Yep.
and
But he
yeah,
got
I
caught
bet-
up in. He's sick of the drama and all that stuff too, which a lot of
Yeah.
people are.
Yeah.
And then I think it'll come in waves. There's always going to be drama here on YouTube and with the
Yeah.
auctions and with the sales.
People-
And
But hey, I'm
Yeah.
gonna cut it here. I totally forgot that Johnny did bingo at this
Bingo.
time.
It's on right now.
Yeah, so I
put in my
totally forgot
numbers,
about
but I
that.
thought this would be more interesting. I could learn.
it's been a
something.
pleasure.
Huh?
I said it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
No, thank you for coming in, and Marion, thank you for
I gotta
coming.
check this
Thanks.
bingo.
Yeah,
Did they start the bingo yet, or you can still go in?
yeah, they started.
think so.
at-
I think so. Let me
at
see.
20 minutes on the hour.
Copy.
Yeah, you have the link, or
Yep, there's the link. Just put it in the chat.
okay, great. I'll go check it out because I've never been to the bingo before.
All right. So good night,
I won
everyone,
moon pies.
Have a good night.
and we will see everybody Wednesday.
Okay. 2 days. Yep.
All right.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Thanks.
Take care.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone.